am so excited to finally be recording another YouTube video, and what better way to kind of jump back into it than showing everyone what I've been making while I've been off the grid. Let's break it down. I have made 22 items this year. 8 of those items unfortunately are not physically in my possession anymore, but that's okay. I have plenty of good pictures and footage of them. I track throughout the year what I make. Unfortunately, I do not have the dates, which I'm gonna start doing that next year. But I write in order what I make, pretty much in order. This is one of those things that I don't technically have with me, but I kind of do. So I made a friend a chunky bag, but it wasn't in this color. It was in more of like a gray tan color, but it's exactly this. I love this bag. It is made using 3 strands of just regular yarn, using a method where you don't have to cut the yarn at all in the project, except at the end. This tutorial is on my channel. I'll link it in the cards, but yeah. So I made a friend a gray one of these. The next thing I made was I believe this scarf was in my last year recap, but I did make another one in gray. It was like a speckled gray for my grandma, and it's using, I forget what the yarn is called, but I'll post a picture on the screen. It's just a half double crochet in the back loop only, and I think I did like 10 rows of that, and it worked up to being this scarf. I think I used 2 balls of the yarn, so it was a pretty easy and fun project. This one, I wrote that I finished the bag, so I do not think, I don't know, maybe this was like halfway done. I honestly can't really remember, but I have made a purple one of these before, and I suppose I finished this one and posted the video finally. So yeah, the tutorial for this is also on my channel. I kind of take you through how I create it and my strategy for doing the changing colors and whatnot. But I really like this bag. I need to put a lining in it, but yeah, I won't do that anytime soon. The next thing I made were earrings for 2 students at karate. I made a little flower earring. I think they're pink. I have a picture, and little butterfly earrings out of embroidery thread. And I really like the way the butterflies turned out. I kind of want a pair for myself. These are really easy. I love making little earrings as like a gift. It's just really quick. You just use the embroidery thread, you glue them to kind of make them firm, put some hardware on them, and you're done. So I will link the tutorials if I can find them. The next thing I made is the Aster top. I was gifted this pattern, which is really cool, but I'll put pictures on the screen. It was really cute. I cropped it. The pattern was a little bit weird at first, but it's just a repeat, and it was fun to work on. I used a thicker yarn than what she wanted me to use, but it turned out really well, and it's really cute. So I'll link that in the description, of course. I actually vlogged myself making this shirt, so if you're interested, that'll be in the description as well. I'm just gonna skip to this one. This also was gifted by that same person, Asa. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce her name. I love this one. I think the pattern is so cool. Yes, and I used, what yarn did I use? A cake, some sort of cake. But this one is, I think it worked out really well with the colors and whatnot. And both sides look different. Even though it's the same yarn, I feel like they look completely different. This is called, I believe, a Japanese knot bag, and where one strap is longer than the other, and then you kind of do that, and that's how you wear it. This was super fun to work up. Like I said, I love the stitch pattern. It's a little bit wavy. It was very easy. So, but at the end of May, I was kind of like set on making a written pattern for the apple bag that I had made the previous year. And so this is the second apple bag, and this is the one that I made the pattern with. So I added a worm and a leaf, and I lined this one with this polka dot fabric, and I also added a granny strap, which I had seen someone who had followed my tutorial, they did the granny strap, and I was just like, that looks amazing. So I had to do it. I really also want to do one that has stripes, because that would be easier than the grannies, and I think it would have a similar effect. So I made my pattern at the end of May, and it's been so awesome releasing a pattern. And I'm so grateful for everyone that's bought it. But yeah, I made a second apple bag. Next two things I do not have, they have been gifted. I had made a scrap tube top out of scrap yarn, and the idea was for me to keep it and wear it. But I had this girl comment, and she was like, oh my gosh, I love that, please make me one. And I was like, you can just have it. She was a good friend, so yeah, I was like, you can just have it. I don't want to make it again. So it was cute. It's in my profile picture. So then I made a pumpkin bag. This is a really easy project. It's just 13 solid granny squares, and then with the face on it. And I actually was pretty proud of myself, because a lot of people they use felt for the eyes and the mouth, and the person who wanted the bag wanted me to crochet them, and I was like, okay, I can try. And I did, and I feel like they turned out pretty solid. Happy with it. I think that girl wore it to the Renaissance Fair. If you'll notice, like, the reason I don't have a lot of physical stuff, I feel like the longer I crochet, either the less stuff I keep for myself, or I just make like bigger things for myself. I just don't like making a ton of stuff to hang around that I'm not going to use. Like, there are so many crochet bags that I could make, but how many bags does a girl need? So I love when people commission stuff, because I get to crochet. I make a little bit of money off of it, and I don't have to keep it, and that person is happy and they get to use it. Yeah, I love to crochet. I don't like to crochet just for the sake of it though. Like, I like to have a purpose behind my project. Now, at the end of the year, I went crazy with the crochet. I don't know, I was just feeling like I had to crochet every single thing in the whole world. So I made this bodice. I got the pattern off of Etsy, and it has the skirt hikes in the pattern as well. So I just added the hardware. Hardware is a little messed up. I did not buy a tool for that. I just kind of went to town with the hammer, but it worked out good enough for me. This pattern, wait, I actually love this pattern because I learned something new that I had never seen before. First, you got to surface crochet, which I don't usually do, but I feel like it turned out pretty well. Such an easy way to add a design. But the thing I learned was I don't remember what the stitch is called, but it's essentially you're making a single crochet from left to right. So instead of sticking your hook into the left stitch, you stick it behind and you do a single crochet, and it ends up giving you this like fun little border. I don't know. I have a hard time explaining it. I'll post the stitch, but it's very easy. If you can single crochet, you can figure out this stitch. I've just never seen it before. To go with my Renaissance Fair bodice, I wanted to have like kind of like a dragon theme. So I made this dragon scale pouch. I love the colors of this yarn. This is Red Heart yarn, so it's quite firm. If you've ever felt Red Heart yarn, it's thicker. It's like such a thick size 4 acrylic, I feel like, compared to like Big Twist. It feels a lot thinner, but so it's such a thick, sturdy little pouch I've got here, and I just think the colors translated so well to this shell stitch. I didn't end up wearing this to the Ren Fair. I didn't think it, I thought I had a lot going on, but this will definitely be used eventually. To go with that, I made these hand half glove things. What do you call these? Also with the dragon scale. I used a pattern for this. I'll link it down below. But I used my new stitch for the border of the edge of the wrist. And it just added such a cute little finishing touch. I didn't wear these because it was hot. And also, again, it felt like too much going on for me. The last thing I crocheted for my Halloween costume, or for my Renaissance Fair costume, is literally my most favorite thing that I crocheted the entire year. I crocheted 3 of these dragons. So the first one I made, I really wanted colorful wings. So we've got the colorful wings with this like bluish body color, but it has like speckles of red in it. And it's like, I think it's the perfect dragon color, honestly. So this was the first one I made and I fell in love. And the best part is that this has wire in it. So I wrapped it around my arm at the Ren Fair. I love these little dragons. So this was the first one I made. And then I decided like I for sure need a second one. And I made this one. It's much bigger. It's got much longer tail. And I'll go ahead and post the pictures of me wearing them. But this one was more subtle. I didn't want to go too wild with the colors. So brown and green. And I actually really loved kind of the simplicity of this one. And then of course my boyfriend wanted a dragon. So he picked out his colors and we went with just solid and solid again. But I like this one way better than the brown one. This is my second favorite for sure. And I did make a 4th one for a commission, but it has the same blue body and then rainbow wings. So yeah. And the best part about those dragons is that they're so cool that I just display them on my bookcase when, you know, so like they're decor. And I think they're super awesome. So if you don't have anywhere to wear a dragon, like I still think they're really cool to make. We are almost done. I have literally the last thing is I kind of went on a crochet bender for my Halloween costume, which was like 2 weeks after the Ren Fair. I don't know why I felt the need to kind of do it, but I did. I crocheted a bunch of stuff and we didn't even go anywhere. We just took pictures. So this is the best part of the whole costume. If you know Over the Garden Wall, it's a little 10-episode series that was from Cartoon Network. Such a cute little series, especially during the fall time. Greg wears a upside down teapot hat. So I crocheted that, and it's got like my bobby pins on it still from it on my head. All of the patterns I had seen for people making this hat I just didn't like them. So I'm proud to say that this is my own design, and I do not remember how I made this spout, but I suppose if I did it once I could do it again. So I might be releasing a video or a written pattern for this. Then I made Jason Thunderburger, the frog. His legs are wire, his arms are wire. He's kind of accurate. He isn't exactly what I was envisioning when I was trying to make him, but I'm also pretty pleased with him. I do love his legs. I think they're funny looking. They're like a little bit realistic, like, but he's filled with beans. Got some weight to him. Yeah, I like this little frog. This is also my own pattern. I don't know, I was on a kick where I was like, nothing looks good enough or accurate enough, and I had to be so accurate for some reason. But yeah. The last thing This little guy got skimped on is Beatrice the bird from that show. Also my own pattern. I know, I just couldn't stop. It's kind of my own pattern, I guess. You know, the tail and the wings are. But the body was a bird body that I found, but I accidentally did it backwards. I had to kind of rig it at the end, but there's Beatrice. So needless to say, after that, I kind of was burnt out from crocheting, but I'm pretty happy with everything I've made this year. I did one more thing I forgot that I would like to mention. I made this plant for a coworker. I just wanted to put that in there because I did make it. So that's 23 projects. I forgot about that one. Oh yeah, here's the bonus. This happens to me every winter, but I want to learn how to knit for some reason. And so that's what I'm doing. This I did last year on my first urge, and then I started practicing different stitches. And this is what I've done. This is what I've been working on instead of crochet for the past month or so. So hopefully it's done, and I really want to make a sweater, and I'm gonna vlog that, I think. So I actually made a bunch of stuff after this video, of course, starting first with this little apple charm that went on these 2 new bags that I crocheted for 2 orders, finally a green one. And then I also made this little football keychain for a Christmas gift, and then I made a bunch of these little star ornaments, some red and green. And then I created this Santa ornament for my dad for Christmas because he loves to put Santas on the tree. I have a bunch of ideas for projects next year and patterns that I want to do. So stay tuned. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much if you've ever bought one of my patterns, or even if you've just watched one of my videos. Like, all of that is just really awesome. I don't know. Or if you've ever commented, like, it all means just so much. So it's really cool to be able to share my love for crochet and my skills and help other people. So yeah, happy holidays, and I will see you in 2025. That's crazy. Okay, bye.